Today we're going to talk about the PPP plan, Payroll Protection Plan. Well, not exactly, but it is a protection plan that we're going to talk about today. Today being the Solemnity of Mary. Also, it's the first day of the new year, and we're going to talk about some virtues that Mary practiced and that we should practice too, because Mary is really the first Christian. She's the first disciple, and we're called to be disciples like Mary. Now, what are some of those things that Mary did to be a good disciple? The first P is for patience. Right? That's a great virtue, patience. Most of us, including me, do not have it, do we? We want everything right now, right now. I often get a kick out of people with their cell phones, their iPads, their computers, and unless that information comes up instantly, holy smokes, I'm going to get a new iPhone. I'm going to get a new distributor. Is that what they call a distributor for, what do they call it, George? I mean, George, you're our parish fact checker. You could get Comcast, or you could get Summit, or you can get a Dish, and see which one gives you the information the fastest. We want everything real fast. The server, that's it, the server, okay. Now, sometimes you have to ask yourself, why do I want it that fast? What good does it do you, really? Even in traffic, right? You have some old guy like me in front of you, going 10 miles an hour, and you get some young guy like Skip trying to pass me on the road. And you wonder, where are we going so fast? People honking their horns and, and waving at you. You know what I mean? It's all those snowbirds that are coming down here, that are just messing things up for the rest of us. They're too slow or they're too fast. But, we don't seem to have patience. We don't want to just wait just a little bit. But that's one of the keys in the spiritual life, is to be patient, because, God works on God's time, not on our time. And Mary, she entered into God's time. She entered into God's time. She trusted that God would get her where she had to be at the right time. And we have to begin to practice that virtue of patience, because if we don't, what happens is we kind of get angry at other people. We get upset with ourselves. And then we have to ask ourselves, was that worth it? The answer is no. So patience is the first P. Okay. The second P is perseverance. Perseverance. Now that's a tough one, because a lot of people don't have this one either. You know what it means? It means you got to stick to it. You got to stick to it. You have a plan. You have to stick with the plan. There's a book, and I think I told you about this before. It's by a guy, must be 60 or 70 years old now, by a man named Napoleon Hill. And it was one of these, self-help books. And the title said, Think and Grow Rich. Think and grow rich. But it didn't mean just financially wealthy. It meant, to grow rich as a human being. And one of the chapters was on perseverance. You have to stick to it. And there was this wonderful story that he told about some prospectors who went prospecting for gold in the Sierra Nevada mountains, many, many years ago. I guess that was in the 1890s or 70s or something like that. And he said this man staked out a claim, and he was there for, a couple of years, and nothing with a pickaxe, nothing. So he gave up. And he sold his claim to somebody else. And the new owner went to the site, stuck his pickaxe in the rock. It was only like a half-inch down. And the guy struck gold. See? If he would have just stuck it out, be patient, persevere, he would have struck it rich. But he gave up. too soon. Don't give up. Don't give up. Sometimes we just want to throw in the towel. We say, I give up. It's not worth it. I've prayed, I tried, I studied, I worked. It's just not working out for me. You do the right thing and stick to it, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful. Perseverance. Mary had perseverance. Imagine that. She was at the foot of the cross. And she just didn't give up and say, I don't believe in God. This is terrible. I quit. She stayed at the cross no matter how painful it was. She suffered with her son, the agony of the passion. Because of that, she becomes the mother of the church. Mary, mother of the church. Wonderful title, wonderful title. Perseverance. The last one is prayer. Prayer. Now, I shouldn't even have to say this, but prayer is part of the life of a disciple. If you don't pray, you cannot be a disciple. You have to pray. It's like, like being married and not talking to your spouse. It would be a terrible marriage, wouldn't it? Probably after a while, except for a legal document, that's no marriage at all. But you have to be in constant communication with the person that you claim that you love. And therefore, prayer is an important part of being a disciple. Mary was a woman of prayer. Prayer, certainly when Gabriel came at the Annunciation, prayer in the home at Nazareth, prayer during the public ministry. We know she went to the temple with Jesus. He got lost in the temple. You remember that story? Imagine the prayers she said, where is that kid? Wait till I get him. And then, of course, prayer at the foot of the cross. And certainly we know she was at prayer with the disciples in the upper room, the cenacle room. So today, we got to begin a new year. We turn over that new leaf. Remember the 3 Ps. Let's say them together now. First one is patience. Second one. Third one, it's going to be a significantly successful year for all of us. God love you.